As the war began to break out among Austria-Hungary and Serbia, other surrounding countries began to join in with their promised sides. This original declaration of war between Serbia and Austria-Hungary began as a result of the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Austria-Hungary accepted this act as a declaration of war. Soon after Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, Germany declared war on Russia and France, Japan declared war on Germany, and Russia declared war on Turkey. Finally, Britain and France declared war on Turkey. The United States was declared as a country of neutrality, and many people came to America from other countries to stay away from the devastations of war. After Germany sunk the Lusitania, Woodrow Wilson was sitting uneasily. As he did not want to initiate a war, Germany continued to threaten. Germany sent the Zimmermann telegram to Mexico, attempting to recruit the Spanish as allies. They offered to return Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas if they would help take down the U.S. and London. The British intercepted the message and alerted Congress about Germany's plans. After hearing this information, Americans were infuriated and Wilson declared war on Germany. According to these events, America should join the war to stand up for itself. People were confused about the war, and many people believed the U.S. shouldn't have even got involved. The Committee of Public Information was an agency of the government of the U.S. to influence public opinion to support U.S. participation in World War I. George Creel, the chairman involved with the Committee of Public Information, sought to influence the public opinion to gain support for the war effort using propaganda. Creel's organization sent out an army of 75,000 men to give speeches in favor of the war. These men made pamphlets, posters, and billboards that had emotional appeal to attract people's attention. In 1917, the War Industries Board, or the WIB, was established by the government during World War I. It was used to coordinate the purchases of war supplies such as clothes, food, weapons, etc. The purpose of the WIB was to give the U.S. a better advantage to win the war. Then the Work Out Right saying was issued by the Selective Service Division, which required all men who were physically able to either serve in the military or work a necessary job. Many of the jobs left by men were filled by the women. Since many women had begun working, they fought more for their rights, especially voting. The 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. As troops began to ready up for the war, also known as mobilization, the U.S. enhanced their army drafting, and the troops were trained to fight. With the outbreak of war, many people did not support the USA's decision to join the war, and many people began to talk bad about the government. In 1917, the Espionage Act was passed, and it prohibited different forms of speech, either verbal or nonverbal, that are aimed against the U.S. government and Constitution. It was illegal to talk about anything involving the war that could put the U.S. in danger. This act caused dispute with the First Amendment because it violated people's freedom of speech. A popular case that involved the Espionage Act was Schenck v. U.S. in 1919. Socialists Charles Schenck and Elizabeth Bayer gave out leaflets declaring that the draft violated the 13th Amendment. Schenck was charged with conspiracy to violate the Espionage Act. The court held that the Espionage Act did not violate the First Amendment because it was an appropriate exercise of Congress's wartime authority. Trenches were used in World War I as a defense against attacks, such as machine guns and explosions. Soldiers would dig trenches in the ground and remain there for weeks for protection. As it got further into the war, Germans began to attack trenches at night by sending their strongest soldiers to attack opposite forces at their weakest moments. Since the soldiers were so close in a small area for long amounts of time, diseases were spread rapidly. Many of the soldiers even ended up with shell shock.